Atletico Madrid have bid 60 million for a Man City star. Will Alvarez ditch Guardiola for Simeone? Plus, Man United want 2 Bayern stars, De Ligt and Mazraoui, and Barcelona have beaten Bayern to Olmo. But will Leipzig sell? All this and much more in today's issue, and you do not forget to put a like, click on the bell and subscribe. You done yet? Then we can get started. The transfer window is heating up, and Liverpool are finally expected to make their move as we enter the final month. The Reds, the only Premier League club yet to make a signing, are poised to splash the cash under new boss Arne Slot. First on the agenda is Atalanta's midfield maestro, Teun Koopmeiners. I understand Liverpool are preparing their first official bid for the Dutch international in the coming days. The 25-year-old is a dynamic midfielder with a keen eye for goal, bagging 15 goals and 7 assists last season, and playing a key role in Atalanta's Europa League triumph. He has a strong connection with Slot, who previously managed him at AZ Alkmaar, even handing him the captain's armband. This existing relationship could be a crucial factor in persuading Koopmeiners to Anfield. However, Juventus are also hot on the heels of the Dutch star, though they seem reluctant to meet Atalanta's 60 million euros valuation. While Atalanta would prefer a deal with Liverpool, the player's preference is believed to be a move to Turin. This could be a potential stumbling block for the Reds, who will need to convince Koopmeiners that Anfield is the right place for him. This will be a fascinating one to watch. Do Liverpool really need another creative midfielder with the likes of Mac Allister and Szoboszlai already on board? And will they be willing to push for a player who seemingly has his heart set on Juventus? Meanwhile, whispers are emerging from Anfield that Liverpool are also keeping tabs on Eintracht Frankfurt's highly rated defender, Willian Pacho. The 22-year-old Ecuadorian is a versatile left-footed defender, comfortable playing both centre-back and left-back. He impressed in the Bundesliga last season and could be available for around £50 million. Liverpool are looking to bolster their defensive options, and Pacho's versatility, coupled with his impressive performances, makes him an attractive proposition. Finally, some rather surprising reports from Portugal are linking Liverpool with a sensational move for Sporting CP's goal machine, Victor Gyökeres. The Swedish striker had a phenomenal season, scoring an incredible 43 goals. Sporting are said to be demanding £60 million, a price Liverpool are reportedly willing to meet, putting them ahead of Arsenal, who are also interested in the prolific forward. However, I must stress that English sources have not corroborated this story. With Liverpool prioritising other areas of the pitch, namely midfield and defence, a move for Gyökeres seems unlikely at this stage, especially with the likes of Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota and Cody Gakpo already at the club. Liverpool are expected to be busy in the coming days. Conor Gallagher and Chelsea, a story that's been bubbling all summer, is taking a dramatic new twist. The Blues have reportedly banished Gallagher from first-team training as they ramp up efforts to push through a £33 million move to Atletico Madrid. Despite Chelsea accepting Atleti's bid, Gallagher himself is yet to agree personal terms, holding out for a better deal after already rejecting 2 contract offers from the London club. He's believed to be disappointed with the terms offered and the lack of guaranteed playing time. Understand the situation is tense. Chelsea see this as a good deal, pure profit for an academy graduate, especially with FFP regulations looming large. They've reportedly offered Gallagher a new 2+1 contract, but it's clear new manager Enzo Maresca doesn't see him as a key player in his possession-based system. There are even whispers that the club hierarchy are concerned a long-term deal would be a financial mistake. Sources tell me Atletico want an answer by the end of the weekend, otherwise the deal could collapse. Chelsea are keen to avoid another Rudiger Christensen situation with a player leaving on a free next summer. They don't want to lose a valuable asset for nothing. Gallagher, a fan favourite after a strong showing last season under Pochettino, where he even captained the side, is understandably reluctant to leave his boyhood club. He wants regular first-team football and doesn't want to be forced out. He proved his worth last season with 37 Premier League starts and 5 goals, becoming a crucial part of the team. This move to freeze him out of training is a clear tactic to pressure him into accepting the Atletico move. It's a risky strategy and one that could backfire with the Chelsea fan base, who are already voicing their displeasure at the treatment of their academy graduate. Let's not forget, Chelsea were open to selling Gallagher last summer for a reported £50 million, with interest from Tottenham and Newcastle. Now that he's an England international and a firm fan favourite, he feels ready to play regularly at a big club, and rightly so. While Tottenham remain interested, Chelsea would prefer to sell him abroad. This saga is far from over, and with the clock ticking, it will be interesting to see where Conor Gallagher ends up playing his football next season. The French midfielder, now a free agent after leaving Juventus, is attracting serious interest from Premier League clubs, and it's shaping up to be a fascinating transfer saga. While Manchester United have been long-term admirers, having been close to signing him last summer, it seems Arsenal are now leading the race for his signature. Rabiot enjoyed a successful 5-year spell in Turin, winning Serie A and Coppa Italia titles, making over 200 appearances and establishing himself as a key player for the Bianconeri. His experience, quality and proven track record at the highest level are in high demand. Gazzetta dello Sport reports that Arsenal are in pole position despite recent links with Michael Merino. The Gunners can offer Champions League football, a key factor for Rabiot as he looks to compete at the highest level and have the financial muscle to meet his wage demands. Mikel Arteta is looking to bolster his midfield options after a strong season, and Rabiot would represent a shrewd and potentially impactful addition to the squad. This potential move to Arsenal would be a blow for Manchester United, who have been tracking Rabiot for several seasons. Their absence from the Champions League this season could be a major stumbling block. However, never say never in football. Rabiot's mother and agent, Veronique, has confirmed she's in talks with several clubs, keeping the door slightly ajar for a potential late twist. She has also stressed that she is the only point of contact for clubs interested in her son, aiming to control the flow of information and ensure accurate reporting. This suggests that despite the reported interest from Arsenal, other clubs could still be in the running. Other clubs, including Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, have also been mentioned as potential destinations, highlighting the widespread interest in the French international. Rabiot is clearly a player in demand, and his decision will likely be influenced by the sporting project and ambition of the clubs vying for his signature. He's looking for a club that can match his ambitions and offer him a platform to continue performing at the highest level. Where will Adrien Rabiot end up? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, his next move will be a significant one for both him and the club he chooses. Manchester United have launched an ambitious double bid for Bayern Munich duo Matthijs de Ligt and Noussair Mazraoui. Erik ten Hag is clearly keen on a reunion with his former Ajax stars, and personal terms on 5+ 1-year contracts are already agreed with both players, as confirmed by David Ornstein. However, Bayern have rejected United's initial offer, deeming it too low for players of their calibre. Despite this setback, talks are expected to continue as United are determined to bolster their defence. The player's agent, Rafaela Pimenta, is said to be surprised by Bayern's stance, especially since both De Ligt and Mazraoui have been told they are free to leave this summer. It's understood that Bayern are open to selling, but only for the right price. They are reportedly looking for around £16 million for Mazraoui, a fee that seems reasonable in the current market. However, they will demand a significantly higher fee for De Ligt, who joined them for £68 million just last year. United will need to dig deep into their pockets if they want to secure this defensive duo. This deal has a domino effect on other potential transfers. United will need to offload players to make room, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka heavily linked with West Ham. In a twist of fate, the Hammers had a bid accepted for Mazraoui earlier this window, but the player only has eyes for Old Trafford and a reunion with Ten Hag. The recent injury to young defender Lenny Yoro has accelerated United's need for defensive reinforcements, pushing De Ligt further up the priority list. Ten Hag knows how to get the best out of the Dutch international, who thrived under him during their time together at Ajax, reaching the Champions League semi-final and winning the Eredivisie title. This is a complex and intriguing saga with multiple moving parts. But with personal terms agreed and both players keen on the move, expect Manchester United to return with an improved offer soon. They are unlikely to give up easily on this one. Stay tuned for further updates. This could be one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer. Atletico Madrid are making a serious play for Manchester City's highly rated forward, Julian Alvarez. Sources tell me Atleti are increasingly confident of securing the Argentine international in a deal worth around 60 million euros. They're prepared to offer him a lucrative 5-year contract, a clear sign of their intent to make him a cornerstone of their attack at the Wanda Metropolitano. This is a significant investment for Los Colchoneros, a club not typically known for splashing such hefty sums. However, Diego Simeone sees Alvarez as a potential superstar and a crucial piece of his attacking puzzle following Alvaro Morata's departure to AC Milan earlier this summer. He's been in direct contact with the player, outlining his vision for the team and highlighting the central role Alvarez would play in his system. While City boss Pep Guardiola is open to letting players leave if the right offer comes in, the reported 60 million euros might be below their valuation. Some sources suggest they'd be looking for a figure closer to 70-90 million euros, reflecting his immense potential and impressive performances when given the opportunity. Could a loan deal with an obligation to buy be on the cards to bridge the gap in valuations? We'll have to wait and see how the negotiations unfold. Alvarez, despite showing flashes of brilliance at the Etihad, is eager for more regular first-team football, something that's difficult to come by at City with Erling Haaland leading the line. He sees Atletico as the perfect platform to develop his game, become a regular starter and shine on the biggest stage. Despite reported interest from PSG, who could likely offer a more lucrative financial package, Alvarez prefers the prospect of working under the renowned Diego Simeone at Atletico. Personal terms have reportedly been agreed, and the player's strong desire to join Los Rojiblancos could be a key factor in unlocking the deal. Talks between the clubs are ongoing, and Alvarez's representatives are expected to sit down with City after the Olympics to discuss his future and clarify the club's plans for the Argentine striker. Furthermore, Atletico see Alvarez as the long-term successor to Antoine Griezmann, who is nearing the latter stages of his career. The club are looking to overhaul their attacking department ahead of the new season, and Alvarez is seen as the perfect player to lead the line for years to come. The reporting in Spain has been relatively quiet on the issue, but respected journalist Cesar Luis Merlo has also confirmed that there have been multiple conversations between Simeone and Alvarez, further solidifying Atletico's strong interest and proactive approach. Atleti have made significant progress with the player's representatives and are optimistic that his enthusiasm for the move will facilitate smoother negotiations with Manchester City. Alvarez's ambition to become a regular starter aligns perfectly with what Atletico can offer him under Simeone's guidance. This potential transfer saga has all the ingredients of a classic summer window drama: a highly sought-after young talent, ambitious clubs vying for his signature, and a manager eager to build his team around him. The Dani Olmo to Barcelona saga is rapidly developing into one of the most intriguing transfer stories of the summer. Barcelona and RB Leipzig remain locked in a high-stakes game of poker, with the future of the Spanish star hanging in the balance. Barcelona have tabled an improved offer for Olmo, reportedly worth 47 million euros, fixed plus add-ons that could potentially reach 60 million euros. However, RB Leipzig are holding firm, demanding a structure closer to Olmo's recently expired release clause, which was valued at 60 million euros. The Catalan giants are playing a calculated waiting game, believing Leipzig will eventually soften their stance as the prospect of losing Olmo for a lower fee next summer, when his release clause becomes active again, looms large. Barcelona are reluctant to significantly increase their current offer, feeling it's a fair reflection of Olmo's market value, and are banking on Leipzig's desire to avoid a similar scenario to that of Ilaix Moriba, who left for a significantly lower fee than his potential. New Leipzig sporting director Marcel Schäfer, who takes charge on August 1st, will be a key figure in the coming days. He'll be tasked with assessing Barcelona's latest bid and deciding whether to accept it or hold out for more. Meetings with Olmo's agents are scheduled for next week, with the payment structure a major point of contention. Barcelona's initial proposal of staggered payments starting in 2025 has been revised to include a more substantial upfront fee, reportedly around 25 million euros at Itzientes, with the remaining amount paid in installments. It remains to be seen if this will satisfy Leipzig's demands. The clock is ticking for Barcelona, who are eager to finalize the deal before Olmo returns to Leipzig for pre-season training on August 8th. Olmo, currently enjoying a well-deserved holiday in Croatia with his partner, is awaiting updates from his agents and is reportedly keen on a move to Camp Nou. He is expected to meet with his representatives in Zagreb next week to discuss the latest developments. In a significant boost for Barcelona, Bayern Munich, who are also interested in Olmo, have withdrawn from the race, understanding the player's preference for a return to Catalonia, where he spent time in Barcelona's famed La Masia academy. It's believed Leipzig would also prefer to sell to Barcelona rather than strengthen a direct rival in the Bundesliga. They are also aware that a deal with Bayern could potentially demand the full €60 million up front, a scenario they are keen to avoid with Barcelona. This transfer saga is far from over, and both clubs are involved in a complex and delicate negotiation dance. Whether Barcelona will meet Leipzig's demands or whether the German club will be forced to compromise, time will tell.